Prepare yourselves for what is going to be one of the wildest, most intense rides in the cinema. But is this film truly the masterpiece that they're saying? Let's talk about it. Um, so look, Sinners, man. Um, so a huge hype of this whole thing. So basically, I saw the IMAX. I think is this 70. I think it's the 70 millimeter IMAX print of it. Special preview screening. Where your boy Ryan Coogler and Ludwig was there, the composer. So I'm going to post, because I did a whole vlog, and I'm going to basically post a vlog because I didn't even know they were going to be there. Forget that. I'll post the vlog afterwards. The film. Now, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, huge hype. People say it's crazy, it's amazing. And I'm going to, no, this is non-spoiler. I'm going to do a spoiler review after everyone has seen it. So this is going to be a non-spoiler because this is a film where it must not be spoiled for you. The less you know, the better. So I'm just not going to give you my thoughts. So overall thoughts, and I'll go in deeper. This film is good. It's not perfect. Is it a masterpiece? I would not call it a masterpiece. Now, I've listened to once. I will not call this a masterpiece. Like a masterpiece, that's Seven. Seven is a masterpiece. Do the Right Thing is a masterpiece. The Matrix is a masterpiece. Heat is a masterpiece. Those are masterpieces. Sepulchre, that's a masterpiece. Godfather 2 is a masterpiece. I don't think so we can't use the word masterpiece and just put that loosely. The closest thing, no, basically the closest the most recent film that would be closest to a masterpiece that has come into recent years, I'd say has been Parasites. Since Parasites, I can't remember the last time I've seen a film that I would call a masterpiece. The Parasites, I think, is a borderline masterpiece film. So, and also, those are rare. I told you, just listen to what I just said. Godfather 2, The Matrix, Heat, Terminator 2, Sepulchre. Bro, these are like Clockwork or Orange, Apocalypse Now. Like these, Do the Right Thing. That's what should be a high tier cinematic masterpieces. But what this is a very, very well made film. And I'll say this now. He's not missed yet. 5 films, he's 5 for 5. And I cannot. Normally, I need to say film numerous times to pretty much say what's up. I can already say this now. This is his best film. 100% is his best film. And I can give you a ranking. Sinners is number 1. Number 2 is Creed. 3 is tricky. But 3, I'm still going to say Fruitvale Station. 3, Fruitvale Station. 4, Wakanda Forever. 5, Black Panther. Now, that may be hot and crazy. I think Black Panther, which is still good, and I know of the cultural significance, I think that's his weakest film. I believe, as a film overall, Wakanda Forever is better than Black Panther. As a film, Black Panther was more impactful. The acting ensemble was amazing, but as a film, I just thought his filmmaking, what he was doing technically on Wakanda Forever was better. But in terms of a story, his filmmaking, the technicalities, the script, the acting, and everything he put in there, this is his best film. This is his best film. Like, I have issues with this film. It's not perfect, and there are things and there are problems I have with the film. But one thing I cannot deny is this guy's filmmaking is ridiculous. His filmmaking is off the charts, and what this guy just does on a technical level is crazy. And I'm saying right now, I don't know many filmmakers who've made 5 films as good as this guy. Like, for your first 5 films to be this good is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, one thing is for certain guys is that whether you like the film or not, one thing you can't deny is on a technical level, what he does with the camera, especially the IMAX camera, is stupid. It's absolutely amazing. So let's get into it. This is so look, it's the 5th film together, and I think here's the thing here. How do I say this? It's like De Niro. You know what this is like? De Niro, Scorsese, and then De Niro, DiCaprio. What do I mean by that? This is Coogler's DiCaprio. This isn't Coogler's De Niro. Now, DiCaprio is a damn good actor. He's a damn good actor. DiCaprio's not as good as De Niro. De Niro's acting and Scorsese's filmmaking were literally on the same level. Hence why, when you look at the films they made, Mean Streets, Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, Goodfellas, King of Comedy, and throw in The Irishman, those are amazing films because you just have one of the greatest actors of all time and one of the greatest directors of all time who have a shorthand, who come from pretty much the same area, who just have amazing magic and chemistry. And I just think like if the DiCaprio Scorsese films don't hold a candle to the De Niro films, but they're still good. For me, Michael B. Jordan is a good actor. He's a really good actor. I don't think he's a great actor. I don't think Michael B. Jordan's acting is on the same level of Ryan Coogler's directing. I don't think DiCaprio's acting is on the same level as Scorsese's direction. They can still make great films. Wolf of Wall Street, that's a great film. I don't like it personally, but on a technical level, that's a great film. So because I almost imagine that, man, imagine if you had Coogler's direction with like a young Denzel or a young Lawrence Fishburne or this Damson Idris who's really coming up saying what's up. But putting that to one side, but even though I still feel like if there are better actors than Michael B. Jordan out there, this is still a very good actor, and this is the key thing. They have a chemistry, they have a shorthand, and they like working together. And I think for me, for a guy who's made short films, who's acted in films, who's directed and made films, having a good working relationship with an actor is vital. You could have an amazing actor who doesn't get along with the director, your film is going to be ass cheeks. So what you want is great chemistry. Obviously, you want a really good actor, but if you have a really good put it this way, I'd rather have a really good actor who I have a good chemistry with than an outstanding actor who I have bad chemistry with. Put it that way. So look, it's the other film and everything. And in terms of Michael B. Jordan, this is one of his best performances, I would say. Him acting as both of these twins. Because in terms of just having to the how hard it is technically to do it and just the back and forth, because really it could be a gimmick, but I think why Coogler is so good, because remember, Coogler, he wrote and directed this film. It's not just, hey, what twins is a gimmick. Them being twins is embedded into the whole point of the story. And a large part of the story connects with them being twins. So I thought the performance was really, really, really good. And I think the technology is done really well. And especially even when they have to interact in the same space, which is tricky with twins, it's actually done really well. So just how they were able to pull off them being twins was really, really good. And I think so. Obviously, this is Smoke, who they're both being good, but I think the protagonist really basically they're both protagonists in a way. They're both protagonists, but I think like Smoke, basically Smoke and Stark, they're both protagonists, but they're protagonists in a different sense. I think for Smoke, he is more level-headed, he's more serious, and I think that's your like Michael B. Jordan just gives it like a much more subdued, thoughtful performance. Basically it's a lot more of an introspective. So you get a lot more of an introspective Michael B. Jordan for Smoke, and for Stark, this is the charismatic version. So he's more charismatic. He's a lot more dynamic. He's a lot more expressive. So what I liked was how you could really have a difference and a dichotomy. Oh yeah, this is what Stark would do. This is how Stark would act. This is what Smoke would do. This is how he'd work. So the difference between both of them was actually really interesting. So just like, is this Michael B. Jordan's best performance? I would still, you know what? Because I'd say his best performance, I'd say, is Killmonger. But I think that as good as he was in Killmonger, I think there's more depth here. Like, I think that, especially him as, I think Stark, I think is much more okay, this is funny. I think the Smoke character, there's a lot more depth there because I think what they say in acting, less is more. and I think he's got to do a lot more with his eyes and his body, and he's got to pretty much say a lot more without actually speaking those words. So there's a lot more nuance in his performance as Smoke as opposed to Stark, who pretty much says a lot. So I'll put this up there. I'll literally pull this up just in terms of what he does for Smoke and Stark. I'll pull it up there. So but this is a key character. So this is Wumi Mosaku, and she plays Annie. Again, I don't want to give away too much, but she's like a love interest of Smoke, and she plays a vital role in this. Now, the last time I saw her, because I didn't watch Lovecraft Country, but I think she's in the Loki series. She plays one of the soldiers, and I was like, hey, she's not a computer actor, but she's not really been given a role. But she plays a huge role in this, a really, really big role. And what she does in this and the role that she plays is think it's really, really good because I think when things start to really get crazy, again, I don't want to give too much, when things start to go crazy, how she operates and what she does is very key. And I think her role in this is very, very key with regards to what this whole thing is about. But I thought she was really good. And I think that's after, like, she is Smoke and Stark are like the stars of the film, but I feel like the heart and soul of the film, the very core of the film, I think it like almost I feel like the moral sense of the film is Annie, played by Wumi Momosaka. She represents the soul and just the foundation of the film. And I think when you see it, you just realize that, oh no, 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 no. She literally holds the film together and she really is the person that really ties everything in. Um but guys, this dude, man, Jack O'Connell, there is a scene, and you will know the scene. There is a scene in this film. Again, I don't want to give it away, but you will know. There, when you basically he has a big scene, and when you watch the film, you will know the scene. That big scene he has is like whoa, okay. Like he has a very big scene, and then he has a pivotal scene, and just those two scenes, this guy's going to be a star. And I think when you leave the cinema, his performance in this is going to stick in you. And I think Coogler said that he's one of his favorite antagonists, and I just think like the way he plays this role is superb because obviously he's English, and I told you English guys they know how to act, but he is again. I don't want to give things away. He plays his role is vital to the film. Like the role he plays is very vital into how the film operates, and he's scary. The dude is scary. So Jack O'Connell, like he like the guy with the car. I mean, when I was like, yeah, this guy's good. This guy's good, and I think many people are gonna come away saying that, bro, that guy and what that guy was doing, and this guy's scenes, boom, they were serious, bro. Um, Daryl Lindo, man, he plays Delta Slim, who's like a thingy. I think with Daryl Lindo is this, bro. He is, and I hate using this word, he's one of the most underrated actors out there. And I think when you just look at the accent he gives the Delta Slim and just how he plays him, because if you look at Dara Lindo and you look at Delta Slim, this guy has literally created a character, the voice, the look, the mannerism, the body movement. And when you see him appear, you're going to see, okay, this film has just risen a certain level. Like, okay, everyone else is as good. Michael B. Jordan, Wumi Mosaku, Jack O'Connell. But when Daryl Lindo, when he's just introduced and you just see what he's doing, performance-wise and acting-wise, you can see why he's a veteran. And you can see just why he's that dude. And I've got to mention this. So, guys, if you want to see an amazing performance, I beg you. It shows to be on Netflix. Spike Lee joins called The Five Bloods. This shows you why Oscars mean nothing. They mean nothing. Kim, Kim Basinger won an Oscar for being blonde. Literally, she won an Oscar just for being blonde. David Fincher does not have an Oscar. Ridley Scott doesn't have an Oscar. When you look at Daryl Lindo's performance in The Five Bloods, this is one of the best performances like in the last 10, 20 years. What he does in this is ridiculous. Like, because he plays like a war veteran who's dealing with PTSD. And the scene he has in this, the monologue he has, is one of the most ridiculous pieces of acting I've ever seen in my life, ever in my life. So, and the fact that he was not recognized for this shows me that, oh yeah, like this whole awards thing, yeah, it's stupid. It's a dumb game. Hence why I've completely shut down. Like I can't remember the last time I watched the Oscars. I can't remember the last time I watched the Oscars because it's just such a joke. But my advice: go watch The Five Bloods. Pretty good film. His performance in the film, off the chain, off the flipping chain. But yeah, look, no, he plays a because he almost plays like the elderly figure into the whole group, and he's like sort of basically he's like the elderly guy into the whole group, and like when stuff because he does something when he does something in the film where they're ooh okay, but again I don't want to spoil too much. So as much as I said like the nucleus, that's the woman Masako brings things together. Miles Catton, this is his film. For Miles, you could argue he's the main character. Again, when you watch the film, you'll see, say, wait, oh, but it's starring Michael B. Jordan. When you watch the film, this film is about him. It's literally his film. And I think this is his debut film. So he even had to learn accent. So basically, he's an amazing musician, but he had to learn the guitar, and it's his first film. The fact that this is his first film, impressive. And his performances, because this film is very much about music, because music plays a large role in this film. This guy was, I mean, he was money, but yeah, like when you watch it, which is what makes things interesting. Michael B. Jordan is the star; he's on the front page, but the film really is about this kid, and this is really the kid's film, which is why the beauty about the film is that it works on all multi layers, where it is about Smoke and Stack, but it's really about this kid, Sammy. When you watch it, um, some other characters. So this is Haley Steinfeld. Again, I don't want to give too much away. She plays. So she is the love interest of Stack, the other twin. She was good. She was good. And again, I can't say too much. I can't say too much about what she does, but she does something that what she does in the story. Basically, she is a catalyst of the story. She's a very key catalyst of the story. And once she does her scene, we should see it, that's when the film really pops off and it enters into the edge. So she plays a catalyst moment in the movie when you see it, man. Shout out to Jamie Lawson. So she is the oh gosh, what was it? The mayor of Gotham in the Batman. Mayor of Gotham and Batman. So yeah, and again, I don't want to give too much away. She plays a key role. She plays a key role. I don't want to give too much away. I know I keep on saying that, but when stuff goes down, she does her thing. And basically, I will show you. She has a scene that will remind you of a film. I'm going to mention that film, but she has a scene, and she's involved in a scene that, if you've watched this film, you're like, oh my gosh, this is straight from that film. And this is a film that Coogler said he was inspired by, and I'll get to that film. And shout out to your boy Omar Miller as well, man. I mean, again, he's because you've seen him in many films, and I think again I don't want to say too much. There's a lot of duality in this, and I think that he plays an interesting duality role. And when you just look at what he does in the duality role, you're like, ooh, okay, this is interesting. Again, I told you I don't want to give too much away, but it's interesting. But look, I don't want to just do that with all of the actors there. So if before you watch this film, I think it's very key to watch this, which is John Carpenter's The Thing. It's very key to watch this before you go, because this film's the idea of this film is very much linked with this film, John Carpenter's The Thing, which is, and this is one of my favorite films of all time. Like this film is outstanding. Yeah, this is a masterpiece. This film, John Carpenter's The Thing, it is a masterpiece. It is an outstanding film. Absolutely superb. Kurt Russell, King David are amazing. Just if you've not seen this film, you have to watch it yesterday. Amazing film. And once you watch the film, you can clearly see how it was greatly influenced. You can see how this film Sinners was heavily influenced by John Carpenter's The Thing. And there is a scene in Sinners that's just not, oh, when I watched, I was like, oh yeah, this is straight from The Thing. This is straight from The Thing. So yeah, if you've seen The Thing, oh, you will know how much it's influenced by. If you've not, I would recommend you maybe give the thing a watch and then go in and watch Sinners. So look, man, the film. Look, let me bring my boy here. The film is look. It's, as I said again, it's good. It's a film that's working on many multi layers. And I wanted just to name all of those actors because it's an ensemble piece. And I think all of those different characters play very key roles, duality roles. And they're all pieces that come together. So even if you see Michael B. Jordan is on the front face, like the archetypes, this film is about archetypes because there is an archetype about Stack. There is an archetype that's related to Smog. There is a huge, again, because I can almost say it's on the spoiler review, there is a massive archetype that she plays that is to do with many different elements that is to do with this story. And oh my, this guy's archetype, it's so obvious. So that is something that I liked. And I think even thinking about it now, it's a film that after you watch, you're like, oh yeah, I think this is what he meant by that. This is what he meant by that. Because on the surface, it's a horror film. On the surface, it's a horror movie. But it's a horror movie that deals with slavery on the plantation, music, the theft of music, the influence of music, blues, how blues has been influenced, how blues have been stolen, how blues has been co-opted. So it's dealing because what it does, it entertains you, but it also informs you, it also educates you, it also keeps you thinking, and it's also just and it's spiritual as well. It talks about spiritual things. So there is so much he's packed into this, which is interesting. What I'd say though is I how do I say this? I had issues with the ending. That's best I'll say. I had issues with the ending, and I think I'd have liked more with the characters. I think when you just see things happen, I feel like if the characters could have been embellished more, and I wish that we lived more with the characters because again, as I said again, a huge influence is on this. And the big thing about the thing are the characters because the thing is an ensemble piece. And what makes the thing work so well is how well drawn the characters are. So when they go through what they go through, it means something to you just because we've learned so much about the interactions with these characters. I feel like if the characters are cool in this, but I wish we learned more about them and there was much more of an interplay so we would have cared much more about them. So when certain things happen and they go through certain stuff, we can go through that the journey. Because the archetypes of them are cool, but I think I wanted a bit more to do with them. So there's that with I wanted them more embellished and I didn't I don't want to spoil it. So okay, let me say this to you, and I think this is fine. There is a mid-credit scene and there's a post-credit scene. So stay for the cinema. There is a mid-credit scene and there's a post-credit scene. I had issues with the ending, and I was telling you what my issues were in this. So those are my things: issues with the ending, issues with I think the characters could have been much more embellished. But guys, there is a scene in this film. There's a big scene in this film where stuff goes down. That's what I'll say. And intense. My recommendation is watch this with a full house. If you watch it with a full house, it's gonna go. It will go in. It will go bananas. It will go bananas if you watch this with a full house. Like how you will. The best way to watch this is the biggest screen, the best sound, and a full theater. Watch this with a full theater and just live with those reactions that you're gonna see there, bro. Um, what I'm gonna say? So I mean, so look, I think basically I can say more in the spoiler review. I can say more in the spoiler review. But one thing I'll say is I've been discussing with my big bros, and I don't know how I feel about this. because I'm like, because my big bro said, why does this have to take place like during slavery era? Why set this kind of genre film in during slavery times again to to make a black film? There needs to be hip hop or the N word or slavery plantation and all that things. And my thing is, it's a fair point, but you can only be who you are. Ryan Coogler is from Oakland and he's lived a certain life and he's a product of a certain environment and he can only write his experiences and what influences him and what he connects with. And he says this is a very personal film to him. Because my thing though is a film like Boomerang and a film like Blade, I think those are arguably the two most important films. I think with respect to black people in America, because Blade is just a vampire hunter. He's not a black vampire hunter. He's just a vampire hunter, and that's it. It's just a day walker, a vampire that hunts, that walks operates in the day and hunts down vampires, who just so happens to be black. you know, Boomerang is just a film about an ad agency where most people are black. No, okay, it's a black ad agency who do black. No, no, it's just an ad agency. Oh, and they just happen to be black. So I think a film like a Boomerang and Blade, those are films that can really advance because like, no, 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 no. These films are not defined by being black. They're just films. They're just genre films. Oh, and they so happen to be black. Because I was like, okay, like, there's some interesting stuff here. This is like a genre film, but you've got stuff to do with the clan. You've got stuff to do with plantation and slavery there. So it's and I think this is the issue that my big brother was having, is that a subject that heavy and that serious to do with racism, Jim Crow, and like slavery, you can't combine that with a fun movie. You can't have slavery, Jim Crow era as a summer blockbuster. You can't. That has to be something that, okay, if you're doing Jim Crow racism and the Klan, no, that's a November release and that's a serious film. If you're doing like a genre film, you can't be doing that. You can't be talking about that stuff as serious as the Jim Crow, plantation, and slavery. Just keep it genre and keep it a total genre film and let's have fun. So I think that was the issue you have, and I think that is a fair criticism because I think because even watching, I was like, okay, there's this man, look, there's this fun stuff, and guys are cheering, but like, bro, like this is some serious stuff, bro. They're talking about lynchings, about there are people literally picking cotton on the field. I'm like, this is heavy stuff because 12 years a slave is not a joke. Rosewood is not a joke. Roots is not a joke. This stuff is not a joke. Like 12 years a slave, that was not a fun movie to watch. And I've only seen that film once, and I'll only see it once. So that is a valid criticism of like, should you combine such heavy, serious subject matter with something that's like pretty much a summer blockbuster? Because this is a blockbuster. And the way Warner Brothers have been promoting this is a blockbuster. But then on the flip side is can't can't you do both? Can't you be a blockbuster that's fun, that's also dealing with serious stuff? I say no. See, for me personally, I'm like, I don't think those two things should match. If I'm watching Terminator 2, you can't talk about the Holocaust, um, about slavery era, what the Japanese way they were doing to the Chinese, and any of this serious stuff. Like those things don't combine. Like fun sci-fi, let's have fun and vampires and action and slavery plant. No, those two things don't mix. No, pick one. Either you're doing some serious stuff, which you need to release in November, or we're not having fun, which is fun, and let's keep it as fun. So yeah, but for some people, they're like, oh, like personally, seeking that's just my view here. Personally, I think this film is going to be very successful. And I think most people are going to really enjoy the film and I think most people, especially black people in America, they're going to love the film because for black people in America, they're like, I just think it will connect. In, because you can see just the authenticity of Ryan Coogler's script. And I think how he's handled it and how he's combined and talking about so many different things whilst because it's a hard thing to do, to entertain and to inform. It's a hard thing to do, and I've seen many films that have flopped. Where okay, this is more entertainment than info. This is more info than entertainment, and I think his balance is pretty well. So, see, that's just my view there. I wouldn't combine both. Put me out of it. I think a lot of people are going to love it. And when I was in the cinema, people loved it. And there are scenes where people were cheering, they were shouting, they were screaming. And even Coogler said that, bro, if you're in the cinema, I want you to talk, blah, blah. But yeah, the crowd loved it. So look, I'll give my spoiler review. I'll give my thoughts afterwards, man. But put it this way, 1000% I recommend you watching it. Like 1000%. It's a very good film. It's not a masterpiece. It's not a masterpiece, but it is a very, very good film. And remember, guys, there are I'm you see, I'm one of those guys that The Dark Knight ain't a masterpiece, bro. Okay, Interstellar ain't a freaking masterpiece, bro. Freaking Anora ain't a freaking masterpiece. What's it called? Casablanca ain't a masterpiece. So there are very few masterpieces. They are very, very few. So to be called a masterpiece, that's a very rare thing. So this is a very, very good film. And it is an extremely well-made film with great use of music. And I'm intrigued to see how guys think about it. So yeah, watch out for my spoiler review very soon.